Okay, so in this episode, Joe knows how to change spark plugs on a 2018 Honda Accord. And today's quote of the day is, "A gentle word turns away anger." Okay, so the first step in this process is we need to remove these 4 10mm bolts from the coil pack. And let's get started with that. I recommend that you just have a dish to keep all the bolts organized. Okay, now we just need to release the wire harness from the coil pack. If you press down, squeeze here, and just pull back. There you go. There's the first one. And you'll do the same process for all 3. Okay, next thing we need to do is just remove the coil pack. This is a press fit. So just firmly grab with 2 hands and just kind of jiggle it back and forth as you're pulling out. There you go. Inspect it. Just make sure you don't see any oil. If you do, that's a problem. Probably a valve cover gasket leak, but this looks great. So that is the first one. Okay, so now we need a 14mm deep socket. You have to make sure it's a deep socket. I had 14mm, but they weren't deep enough. And you'll need an extension. So let's remove the first spark plug. And now that it's loose, what I'll do is I'll just use a tool. Okay. And then, to show you a little trick on how to pull the spark plug out, just use your coil pack. Press it down in there, and grab your spark plug. There you go. If you look at this really looks like it's pretty blackened, but the spark plug looks not terrible. But we're changing them anyway. Okay, so now we're going to install the spark plug, and there's some debate on whether or not to use anti-seize on the threads. I suggest not to use anti-seize. I think that's really more applicable when you do not have an aluminum head, and that could change the torque setting as well. So and you'll notice that when I took the spark plug out, there was no rust, no issue with removing it. So I suggest no anti-seize. We're going to snug it by hand, and then we're going to use a torque wrench to the final spec. Do not use any electric devices installing these. Do it by hand. You want to have the feel. Okay, we'll snug it up. Okay, so I'm going to use a torque wrench to torque to spec. I found different ranges online, but I'm going to actually use 15 foot-pounds. Okay, before reinstalling the coil, I like to use some dielectric grease. Okay, this will just help prevent any moisture or any type of dirt from getting in there. So I just put just a little dab like that, and that's all. And then I'll just install the coil back in there and just line it up. There you go. I'll put the harness back in. You'll hear a click, and then I'll put the 10mm bolt back in. Okay, so I'm just going to put the 10mm screw back in, tighten it by hand for now, and then I'll snug everything up at the end. Okay, so all you have to do is repeat the same process for the remaining 3 spark plugs. Okay, so we just completed the 4th spark plug, and we're just going to go back and snug these 10mm bolts down, just hand tight, just snug. Don't over tighten, it's plastic, you'll crack if you go too hard. And there you go, all done.